time now to fit the cam chain tensioner, which drops in and pops through this hole at the back here. The Haynes manual calls for this being bolted in early before this is dropped down, but I didn't do it because A, it'd be in the way when we fitted the cylinder, and secondly, the way this tensions is that once it's through the hole, this is all pulled down and compressed against this spring, and it would be almost impossible to be able to do that if it's already bolted in at the bottom. So I think it'd be easier to bolt it in here and then compress this down till it meets the hole and then bolt it through the bottom. Point to note, this little bushing here has a flat spot that goes against the case, so it acts like a bearing surface. I've put some grease on there, so hopefully it'll all move freely. There's a copper washer that goes on there. And this nut, which I really should have painted, but I didn't. So it should be easy to find now. I don't know if you can see, but I'll zoom in. This here waggling about is the bit that bolts into a hole that's just here above it, and so I think I should be able to just pull against the spring until it comes up to meet that hole like that, and then that will automatically put some tension on the spring. It would have been very difficult to do it the other way around. First things first, just make sure that that thread hole, see, I haven't cleaned this hole. Right, I'm going to pause and clean that hole out before I thread that in. Okay, cleaned and fitted the bolt, and the technique I discovered was to lift it up, put the bolt in, which was fine, no issues, and then squeeze this in to compress this in a bit and just nip that up so that it kind of holds the chain tensioner out of the way. I think once the engine's set up you can relax that and it tensions the chain, but that's for a later time. But that should help us with getting it on the sprocket if this isn't pulling on the chain and fighting us. So yeah, hopefully that'll all be alright. I think we might be able to adjust that, make it easier for us later on, but for now it'll do. Yes, I don't want to over tension it actually, because we haven't bolted anything down. Talking of bolting down, let's get some of those in. Thought it was time to fit the chain guide, which fits on the other side of the cylinder over here. I'm going to do that because if I don't do it now I will forget. Have I just encountered my first issue? Balls. I think I have. Cock. Update. Fitted the chain guide. All is good. It just needed a good wiggle. It wasn't the crisis I thought it was going to be. Just spritz a bit of silver paint on there just to tidy it up a bit before we assemble it, as it was looking a little bit rusty. Thought that felt loose, just hadn't pushed it home far enough. It doesn't look too out of place painted. At least it hides the rusty finish on it. Cool. Okay, just dropped the head gasket on, and so far I'm battling it. The cutouts for the location dowels are just a smidge too tight. At least one of them is, which is irritating me. Stop before I damage anything and take it off and have a quick look. Once again, the gasket is ever so slightly undersized on this hole here, and just slightly off centre. So I'm going to use the painted Nibbler 5 million, and I'm going to just take out a tiny, probably 1mm just off the back edge, and hopefully that will give us the clearance we need. We're nearly Need to nibble a bit more. Gotcha. Okay, what would I do without the patent nibbler 5 million? No idea. What are we hooked up on? It's that one. It's that one. There we go. Easy when you look.